Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Aries, where my fire signs at? How about you, girl? We're going to get into your collective energy read for the month of April. So without further ado, let's get right into it, alright, y'all? Spirit of the Most High and Divine that resides within me, I ask that you provide me with the truth, wisdom, clarity, and understanding. It is only through the collective consciousness that I pray for all those in need of peace and serenity. Guide me, Holy Divine. Protect me, Archangels, as I read into the tarot on behalf of Aries, Sun, Moon, and Risings, so that they may transmute their energies to serve them throughout their days for their greatest and their highest good of all. I thank you in advance, Spirit, for any messages that will be received. And so it shall be. Aries, what's going on within the collective's mind's eye? Show me what I need to know. What does Aries need to hear collectively for the month of April? And with that, we're going to open up your reading, Aries, with a wisdom of the oracle. See what message come through. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Risings, please. What's going on with the fire signs? What do they need to hear right now to serve them moving forward? All right, Aries. See what's going on. Wisdom of the oracle. Seems as though many of y'all have some unfinished business, because we got the unfinished symphony coming up for you guys. We'll delve more deeper into this in a hot minute. Moving right along. Clean it up. Is in the protection mode. So this is a very important message coming through for you fire signs out there that seem to be wibbly wobbly within your decision making process. Spiritually, it's all about having faith, Aries. The fates is always going to reconcile and be on your side. Alright? So with that being said, let's get your tarot messages out so we can put them together with the wisdom of the oracle and see what ultimately Spirit is trying to relay in regards to us collectively putting a message out there for you guys out there that may have some unfinished symphony or unfinished business that you're not cleaning up properly at this particular time. It's because your lack of faith and judgment is being distorted. Welcome, welcome, Aries. Introduce yourself if you're an Aries. Ooh-wee, Aries. We got the moon, the overall energy, the overall theme of your collective reading for the month of April talks about going within, looking inside oneself, Aries. The moon is all about tapping into your intuition, trusting, and making the right choice for the right reasons at the end of the day with the moon energy. All right? So let's put the moon energy right up here so we can keep that as a reference. Because right now, Aries, you're about to embark on an adventure. And it's going to require a lot of strength on your end, Aries. The reason I say that is because the unfinished symphony that you have been enduring thus far is about to come to a head and a completion. But only you, Aries, have the abilities to find the strength within you in order to close out certain old chapters in your life that you may be going through. And you do that by recognizing that sometimes, instead of looking outside of yourself, Aries, it's time to put that passion and that desire back within you and look inside yourself for the answers. Eight of Wands. It's time to make moves, Aries. Showed up in your own reading. The Eight of Wands talks about swift, fast, moving, thinking, communication, and travel. You about to travel. It's time for you to make moves, Aries. Because what's coming towards you is a new beginning of emotional stability. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a representation of someone willing to want to offer their emotions towards you, Aries. But the energy and the vibe that I'm picking up due to the wisdom of the oracle messages that are coinciding with your reading, it's all a matter of faith. How much do you believe in yourself, Aries Nation? Let's get it popping. Unfinished symphony. Aries, we have the unfinished symphony with the strength. Collectively, for the month of April, you're going to have to muster up the strength within yourself to surpass whatever outside influences that have been bogging and holding you down, Aries, and put your focus and your intentions back onto yourself, trusting in the process of how far you came and where you've been and where you don't want to be any longer. Because unfinished symphony is showing up. Collectively, the essential meanings of this oracle message talks about unfinished business, Aries, an incomplete lesson, having a lack of closure, the need to make amends, Aries. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and the mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now, Aries. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory. That's the moon energy. Going within your own self, trusting in your own intuition, your own judgment. Unfinished symphony and having the strength to take a deeper look, doing a self-inventory, Aries. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that the emotional and the psychological closure can occur and the answers that you seek will be found. You can't move forward, Aries, if you're leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. In regards towards your relationships, moving on is difficult when love lingers. Things are left unsaid and you haven't had the opportunity for closure in your relationship and in your heart, Aries. You can still feel bound up in relationships when closure is denied you. It's important to achieve this for yourself. Go within your own your own, Aries. Don't rely on another human being to give you the closure that you seek when relationships crumble and fall apart. You must stay steadfast and stay strong, Aries, and know that the most important relationship you can have is the one that you have with yourself. It is important to achieve this for yourself. Write a letter, make the call, or have that conversation over a cup of coffee. For a peace of mind, accept matters as they are. Make amends if need be, and declare your feelings, even if you only declare them to yourself. Be clear about what was left unresolved and close that door, Aries. Close that door on the past so you can set yourself free. Only then can new love blossom. And where's that new love? Prosperity message. Make sure you complete projects now before starting new ones. Perhaps you've created something special that will increase your sense of abundance and bring you opportunities for wealth. However, if you don't see it through, it won't add up to anything but more clutter. Now is the time to put your nose to the grindstone and complete the tasks that have accumulated. Pay your bills, Aries. Sign the documents, Aries. Do your filing. Hand in an assignment. Complete a work of art. I apologize for the noise. Pay your bills, sign documents, do your filing, hand in the assignment, tie up loose ends so you can move forward with surety, knowing you're on the prosperous path and feeling refreshed and excited about the future. So, the first message from the universe, what Spirit is trying to relay, ultimately, there's a lot of Aries out there right now that's taking the initiative into their own hands. But Spirit needs you to be mindful and be diligent and always be on guard when it comes to matters of the heart and unfinished business and symphonies that you have to close out certain chapters in your life. Right now is the time for self-inventory, as Spirit suggested, Aries, and that's going to take a whole lot of strength on your part. Moving forward, we have the clean it up card. The clean it up in the reverse. See? In the upright, clean it up. Let's get the protection message for you guys so we can better understand what Spirit needs you to do when it comes to this Eight of Wands energy that is coinciding with the clean it up. Here we have the oracle message, clean it up, with the Eight of Wands. And the essential meaning of the clean it up oracle message is: get into the core of a situation, Aries. Freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Aries, now is your time. Let's get it. Since you came out in the protection mode, Aries, it is possible you may be focusing too much on other people right now, trying too hard to be helpful. Does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens. But what is it costing you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's mess on the side of the street. You're not helping by freeing him or her of their responsibilities, Aries. You're also not doing yourself any favors. And you just might be adding an even greater strain. You are loved. You are so loved as you are. You don't need to be needed to be loved. because you are the epitome of love in itself, Aries. Go within with that moon, trust in your intuition. Communicate effectively with the Eight of Wands. The people pleasing must stop now, Aries. I know it's hard to let go of certain people, places, and things that you have become accustomed to and you've been holding on to, but Spirit is reminding you with the unfinished symphony, as long as you continue to not muster up your strength to stop people pleasing, whatever circumstance or situation you find yourself in right now with another individual, it's time to speak your truth in order to make moves and move forward, Aries. Because once you clear out the clutter and you do some inner work and start trusting in your own process, that's when the fates come to play. The fates is the final message from Spirit, Aries, coupled with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is all about offering emotional stability. What emotional stability have you been offering to others that you can offer to yourself in order to set yourself free from the bondage and the imposed prisons that you have placed yourself in by people pleasing and holding on to things that are not serving you any longer, Aries? Now's the time to put your faith in something greater than yourself in order to allow new love to bloom within you. You got to first recognize it, Aries. Let's get the final message. When it comes to matters of the heart, the emotional state, balance, the fates. Essential meanings of this oracle message talks about karma, having faith, meeting your faith, acceptance that there are things that you cannot change, and knowing what those things are, Aries. The Serenity Prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life that you will never have control over, Aries. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups wants to break through. Break through that threshold, Aries. What's good? You ready to face the shadow within you with the moon? So you could develop your intuition, Aries, and know that the next time you make a judgment call, it's going to be a judgment call based on what's best for you and not what you can do for the next human being. Relationship message. Aries, other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view and how they should be so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever it is, Aries, and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally for each of us in our own journey, and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware, Aries, that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. Pertaining your prosperity, Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now, Aries. You are being invited to accept the what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation, seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you cannot see that has been determined by the fates. It could be a situation you are unprepared for, and you may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it. And the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish, but you gotta let go. Let go of the need to want to have control over the final outcome. Because anything that's ordained and fated, it shall come to pass. The Knight of Cups is in a testament, Aries, to put you in position to go deep within yourself with that moon energy, to look within the shadows of your own mind's eye and stop lying to yourself at the end of the day. Gonna pull one more oracle message and close your reading out with love and light. Sometimes, Aries, when we find ourselves in positions where we're holding on to things that are not serving us in our life no more, it can be a very detrimental position for us, because the more we feel like we lose in Aries, the harder and tighter we try to hold and cling on to control. But ultimately, Spirit is trying to let you know right now, have faith. Trust in the process and trust in the decision to close out old business and old unfinished relationships that you know are no longer serving you. Find the strength within yourself to reevaluate your decisions and stop questioning and doubting yourself, Aries. Because everything happens when it's supposed to, not on your time. That's why it's called the fates. Final message. Is it going to be roses and peaches and roses? Hell no, Aries. Yeah, you're gonna have to start creating that whirlwind of fire that you have up under you and put it into position. That's what a self-inventory does. It takes us out of our comfort zone, Aries. And it puts us in positions to start seeing things and puts us in uncomfortable and uncompromising situations where we have no other choice but to let go of the need for control. There's a storm coming. Spirit is already letting you know whatever's coming, you're going to have the strength to persevere. But in order to persevere through this storm that's actually accumulating, you're going to have to clean it up. Clean it up. No more people pleasing. Start investing in you, Aries. Because at the end of the day, as long as you continue to put in the footwork and work and communicate on what's going on within you, you won't find yourself in unsavory relationships with others, having to always clean up their mess. And you'll be able to close out certain patterns and cycles of behavior within yourself. Because it's all about trusting in the process within you and having faith that new love, new connections is right around the corner with the Knight of Cups. Spiritually, The Knight of Cups is all about coming to believe in a power greater than yourself that's going to give you the inequity to understand what having faith is all about within yourself. Once you do that inventory about who you are, what you will and will not accept, Aries, just hold on. Because the wizard of awareness is that's that intuition coming through. Many of y'all got it, but y'all like to dim y'all like to dim y'all light because it's all about holding on to things that you know haven't been serving you, Aries. So spirit is coming through for this month of April to make you recognize one thing. It begins and it ends with you, my fire signs. What are you ready, willing, and able to do in order to free yourself? That being said, I close your reading out with truth, wisdom, clarity, and understanding. I want to thank you for stopping by. I'm Maria, and this is my channel, Maria's Tarot's Journey with me. That was a collective energy read for the month of April for all my Aries out there, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Holla at your girl. Hope y'all doing well this month. We'll revisit maybe in the middle, going towards the end of April to see if any of your energies have changed. But yeah, the message is powerful and impactful if you allow it to be. So put the bat down, Aries. Stop beating yourself up and stroke yourself with a feather. Peace.